I mean, I've only used it for recording whatever I was recording, whatever webinar things.
Hey, how's it going? What up? India's getting ready to do a quick how you doing, what's going on with you. If anybody chimes in between, we'll just send them to the recording, all right? And I'm gonna finish updating this slide that we have for you for the end of this. And there you go. But we got a special treat for you, something sort of like what we use to doctrinate ourselves or indoctrinate ourselves into this at the very beginning. Um, hey, I got that shirt too. I'm about to go get it. But if you want to do a little quick update,
Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are ending our second week of the VFAFC challenge, and it's just so exciting because each week gets better. You are progressing, your body is changing slowly and rapidly. You are um, overcoming cravings, withdrawals, and your body is getting stronger, your mind is getting stronger, your thoughts are getting clearer, and your body is working for you instead of against you, which is super exciting. And I hope that you all are, just enjoying the process and staying positive on your journey. Um, yeah, that's pretty much 14 days down, and we have 3 weeks and 5 days to be exact left. And they're gonna fly by because these 2 weeks have flown by. I was like, where did the 2 weeks go? And a lot has happened. I hope that you guys have been tuning in and tapping into the emails that have been going out, to the things that we've been sharing in the group. I hope you've been playing around in the group and going into the tabs and the resources and checking out the videos that we've been sharing, because our goal is to share lots and lots of value so that you feel as if you really got something from the challenge. You learned a lot, you've grown a lot, and you're manifesting and you are transforming and on your continuing to be on your path of creating a better version of yourself. So we're just super excited to have you here, and the days are just gonna go by. So keep being positive and keep um, flourishing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I came back right on time. Um, I don't know if India interjected about uh, what we've been going through these last couple of weeks, but it's
I
been
didn't.
definitely finding a balance. Um, I think the first week is mindset, then the next week is probably finding a balance.
I would
In
agree.
the next up a couple of weeks after you find your balance, I think it's more so getting into the routine. And then pretty much by the time you get to the end of everything, you're gonna already be into a space where you got the routine going down, and now you're just really just increasing your fluids because now
Yes.
after about 21 days you create and you break a habit. So at that point in time, we know approaching 40 days, you've already created your habit and probably broke what
Wow,
other
I
habit
got
that you
you.
had. So just kind of remember that. This is something real fast, real quick. We're gonna just show you a clip that we used when we first started because we didn't understand what alkaline is. So this is really like a good breakdown. This comes from the good brother, Dr. Sebi.
Mhm.
Um, he comes from, well, he is our godfather OG of what is alkaline, especially here in America, because most people didn't understand what that was. So he was giving out the information and he was helping people heal themselves healthy first. I believe our recognition or our understanding of alkaline is to use eating to heal yourself instead of with herbs. Um, I don't eat it every day. I couldn't. I don't think I could condone to eating alkaline every day currently. Maybe that will change as I go on. But being 5 years in, eating plant based, I don't think right now I'm giving up the vegan burgers or the Philly cheese that's vegan or the mac and cheese that's vegan. Um, based off of some of the Dr. Sebi. You'll see. As soon as we show you this video, you'll see that, oh, that brother goes in. So,
It's a
um,
great breakdown.
how do you feel about Alkaline though? Before we go into the video.
So I feel that it has oh too many restrictions of things that I enjoy eating, and the things that are restricted on the alkaline diet are still plant based things. So I enjoy eating them. They're still plant based. They make me feel good. It allows versatility and options within my daily lifestyle, and that is what we're all about. Veganish is about options, more options and less restrictions. So I really couldn't do the alkaline on a full term basis. Maybe like once in a while if it was just like trying a certain meal or something. But that's
Okay,
about it.
okay, that's really good to know. And let's just get right into this video because it takes a little bit of time, and we want to stay right on schedule. So let's go. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this video, and then we're gonna go to. All right. Well, we kind of knew that that was gonna wrap up kind of quick. It was only supposed to be a short video, so we're definitely glad that you stuck around and stayed tuned for that. Let's stop the sharing real fast. Boom. All right, now we're back. Um, so let's go over some of the notes from that real fast.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you guys think of that?
I thought it was awesome. Even me rewatching that, because I've seen that video a few times, but very early in the beginning of our transition, and I feel like I just learned so much all over again.
Right.
Um, Definitely. The aloe vera was very stand outish for me
Hmm.
because I use aloe vera all the time,
Right.
and I wouldn't have thought it was classified as an unnatural thing. So that was interesting to me.
Right. I mean, so basically, Dr. Sebi was going over while he was speaking in Chicago. He was going over uh, natural diet versus unnatural, and then supernatural. Right.
Yes.
So what he believes and what he teaches is the natural diet is alkaline, where we live in the alkaline. Our body has is acid, right? You have to do the research. You have to reach out and kind of understand that yourself more, digging into that more. He's like the expert. RIP, he's passed away, but his teachings have lived on. His kids, it's online. You can find all the stuff about it. Me personally, I don't dig into that so deeply because we focus on the transition. So the goal is to get you to start to eat healthy. If you start to eat healthier and you are aware of different things occurring, then maybe you do go down the alkaline or the raw um, food diet, and you start to explore eating uncooked food and certain herbs. What we've learned and what we practice during this time period, we eat sea moss. We still do eat beans. We cut out the sugar though. Processed foods we try to eliminate or at least try to find alternatives to what we probably would already eat. Uh, Peppermint. I don't think we even consume peppermint for the most part unless it's
Yeah.
already a unnatural natural that's in something called peppermint. Um, but I wouldn't tell you not to grow your own peppermint. So here's where I start to draw the line. If you grow your own of these things, then maybe you can
True.
study what it is that you're growing, and maybe you can understand why and what benefits it has, like broccoli. He would probably put that into an unnatural category because it's a hybrid. Because over
Hmm.
time it's cross pollinated and cross breeded to from this to that. So if you were trying to heal yourself a little healthier, then yeah, why are you taking the hybrid? Get the raw, purest form of iron or vitamin C, whatever it is that your body needs. You do need to release the mucus. So that's another thing that I believe in what Dr.
Major.
Sebi speaks about. Get the mucus out of your body, and that comes from all these different forms of different things that the American SAD, standardized American diet, SAD diet, that provides for us. A lot of us are in food deserts, so we don't even have access to a lot of these different things that he speaks upon. If you want to buy it online, you can. Other than that, you have to shop in like an Asian store or an international store. You have to really search and find. Even when we go shopping, we're in 3, 4, 5 stores trying to get the product that we need. And sometimes they're not just 100% natural, but they're just better for us. They're alternatives to what were eating prior to whatever, to wherever we were before we got onto this journey. So in the natural, in the unnatural, in the supernatural, I believe in the supernatural aspect, once your mindset change, your spirit and your soul will follow. On the journey, I aspire to get to a point where I know exactly what I'm putting in my body. I know exactly where it came from, and I know exactly what it does. But until then, I will eliminate the things that don't make any sense, or at least don't help my body, right? Because we've done elimination diets before we even got to this point. That's how we started doing this 40-day challenge. We were doing elimination diets, and those weren't so beneficial because after that, you go back to whatever it was you were doing. With this, we're giving you the alternative, so that way it's an option. Here's an alternative right here, alkaline, right? If this is a journey that you want to pursue, you continue to learn about it. But here, you started with the basics of what to buy, what you can eat that are plant based, right?
Yes. I also would like to veggie back on.
Okay, because we don't piggyback. Go ahead.
I would like to veggie back on um, what alkaline is. So, alkaline is keeping your body at a neutral state. So, you're basically going to eat foods that have a pH balance of 7 and are electric.
Absolutely.
They're basically giving your body life like a battery. Like you want your battery to be electric and keeping your body going and providing life. So it's the same thing with the foods. You're only going to eat foods that are positive in electricity. And when you eat, it's going to keep your pH balance at a neutral level, which is at a number 7. So just wanted to speak a little bit more on the definition of alkaline. And what do you guys say?
I was going to ask you to elaborate on a few foods that you know off the top of your head that are alkaline, and can you name any waters that we may already consume or recommend to consume that have the proper pH balance for your alkaline as well? As
Okay.
I update these notes, we're getting ready to do another quick slide for you to give you some healthy tips for your immunity. I just want to upload those, so if you see me over here doing that, that's what's going on. But that will
That's
be
cool.
downloadable in a second.
Off the top of my head, I believe that the Fiji waters are alkaline,
Mhm.
and I also believe that coconut water is alkaline. Because it is,
Naturally. Mhm.
yes, is a refresher. You can use it as a refresher to, you know, boost your natural electrolytes. And um,
We actually have a tip that we handed out. Sorry to cut you off.
no,
This
that's
is just
fine.
like a
I was trying to think of
veggie back. So
foods.
while you're thinking about that, so a little pinch of Himalaya salt, which you don't necessarily need that, and some lime or lemon. I mean, lime would be alkaline, right? But lemon, you would actually put a little bit of that in there, and that could turn your water to the acidity level, the pH balance level that you need. I think you need about a 1/4, but we put the recipe in there so you can download that and check that out yourself too. Just on the because we, like I said, this is a veganish. This is a combination of different things, different
Yes.
things that we learned over this time period. We were already before we started eating plant based. We were already doing alkaline things. We were already so maybe we were probably like 7 years into this, but we were backsliding because we weren't sticking to the because it was difficult to stay with you just a
Very much so.
vegetarian or you're just a vegan, like trying to acclimate yourself to just this was not so applicable for us in a food desert or not knowing because a lot of things we try when we try online, it's not giving you a webinar. Not then, not 7 years ago, it wasn't giving you a webinar. They weren't giving you like all these handouts. Like we had to go find this same Dr. Sebi video that we gave you right here years ago. Nobody gave it to
Yes.
us off rip and said, "Here, take this." So that brings to mind where these are just options. These are just more available opportunities for you to kind of find the path that you want or stay veganist. We love people to stay veganist because I feel like when you learn how to veganize, which is a word prior to us coming up with veganish, right? Um, uh,
Veganize.
veganize stuff, it just means you transfer from the typical way of eating to the vegan version, right? Or a plant based version. And when we say plant-based, we're focused on how we eat and what it does for our system, more so than uh, the environment and everything else. It doesn't mean that we don't care about the environment. It doesn't mean that we don't care about animals and everything else. But we have to kind of immediately take care of us first, so that way we can give that same positive energy outwards. So that's just
True.
really what it is. But let me download this. India, if you want to talk about the immunity system, maybe talk about some of this uh, coronavirus that's going on, and then we should be good to go.
The Rona?
The Rona, because it's at this point in time, and this is a relevant
Yeah, it's
topic.
our
We want to help you to be aware, so that's why we offer you CMOS with this challenge. If you don't have CMOS from us, from doing
yes.
it with us actively at the beginning of the year, then definitely just reach out to us, and we can definitely get you some CMOS, whether it's raw or gel. We also are working on putting together what we take, but just making it in bulk. Some capsule forms in the vegetarian or vegan capsules, so that it's good for your body. No glutens in your body, right? Which is pork. Some of the things that I think we developed, what we didn't understand, was like casein, stuff that's in whey. So when we're eating, we're doing healthy stuff. Not knocking anybody's affiliate marketing, anything like that. But if anything has whey in it usually has milk in it. And then if it has milk in it, that's not the proper thing that our bodies are meant to have. Actually, can you speak on milk a little bit?
Sure.
Just a
My
little bit.
favorite.
Yeah, that's your topic right there.
Dairy. So, I mean, dairy is literally in everything.
Like
And,
what? Like what? Because they don't know. Like you're saying off the top of your head because you know. But like what?
well,
Give an example. Like potato chips.
yeah, that's your
Blew my
favorite.
mind when I learned that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
come on, potato
Because
chips.
milk powder, they use milk
Yes.
powder, how you're speaking on the whey.
hmm
And
And
it's,
whey is the workout stuff, like the powder, the stuff you protein that they tell you that's healthy for you,
yes.
that you put in your shakes and your drinks that you're taking 3-4 times a day. You're putting whey in
Yes.
every. Come on, like, so what's the
Yeah.
alternative that you use? Coconut something.
I use coconut water.
Yeah, coconut water. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah,
When I make my smoothies and shakes,
yeah. So that's
I
all
use
alternative.
coconut water. But the milk powder, I mean, it's literally in practically any food you could think of. Even one day we were looking at labels of salad dressing, and we found that there was a milk in like a balsamic salad dressing. You would never think that you
I
would
think it was
find milk
Italian
in there.
too.
And Italian
And the
also.
creamy ones, obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So how I was saying that milk is in everything because we eat it in so many different food categories. It's not just one food category. We eat it in milk, butter, cheeses, yogurts. Even people are like, I don't eat cottage cheese or and stuff like that, but or like our creamers if you're a coffee drinker. So it's just in a vast variety of food categories that we're eating an overload of dairy, and all dairy derives from milk. And humans are the only species in the whole entire planet that consume milk after infancy. Not only do we consume milk after infancy, we consume the milk of another species. Nobody else in the world does that. So when you kind of start to think about these things and break it down, it's kind of strange, the behaviors that we have adapted as normalcy. It becomes very peculiar as to why are we doing these things. We have to think about what we're doing and why we're doing it. And once we know better, we have to do better. So with that being said, we will drink the milk that is meant for a baby calf or a baby animal that consumes the milk of its mother. We will drink that, and it's meant to turn the little baby animal, I'm just going to use a calf, it's meant to turn a baby calf into this 400, 500 pound cow, because the casein that is in the milk is what we are as humans, what that's what we are addicted to. So when you're like, oh, I can never give up cheese, it tastes so good, or I just love dairy in general and I just can't, I don't know what it is, why I'm so addicted to it, it's because of the casein. And the casein is what takes that little baby calf and helps it develop into this huge 500-pound cow. And it is a animal growth hormone. So in humans, we have HGH. In animals, they have the AGH. So we have our human growth hormone. And so, when a woman gets pregnant, her body produces milk for the baby, and that helps stimulates the baby for the first or second year of life to help give all the um, nutrients and vitamins and minerals to help you grow into the adult that you're going to be. It's the same thing for the animals. So, in reality, we're not supposed to be consuming the milk itself that is later turned into the cheeses and the butters and the creamers and the yogurts that we all eat. We're not meant to consume that because your body physically cannot break it down, and you're not going to turn into a baby cow. You're not going to turn into a cow, I should say. You're not a baby cow, and you're not going to turn into a cow. Therefore, this is why we're dealing with so much obesity in the world, because majority of Americans' diets revolves around cheese. We're eating it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. People are putting cheese on whatever you could think of, eating it by
That was me for a long time.
eating it by itself, and then we cook with butter. We're cooking with yogurts. We're cooking with creamers. Eggs is another part of the dairy. We always kind of were thinking like, why is eggs considered dairy? And I don't think we really got to the bottom line of that, but it's thrown in there, and it's something that we eat. Again, if you eat a lot of eggs, typically you're going to have not high blood pressure, but high cholesterol if you consume a lot of eggs, because you're just eating a lot of filth, for lack of terminology. But yeah, so we have to internalize what we're doing so that we can make better choices moving forward, not only for ourselves, but for the next generation. It's imperative that we um, unlearn to relearn so that we can do things the proper way that we were meant to be put here to do. So yeah, dairy is one of my favorite subjects to talk about, because it just goes so deep. I won't get so deep on you guys today. I hope that you learned something from the breakdown that I just did. And yeah, stay safe during the Rona. And, you know, keep your precautions. Keep your hands clean. Keep your food clean. Just stay clean all around. And
That's really good.
yeah, pretty much. I always enjoy Dr. Sebi. If you feel free to, YouTube and watch a lot of his videos if you want to. And take what works for you and leave the rest, because it can get really, really overwhelming. And then you might start to feel like, well, what the heck can I eat? And we don't want you to starve. That's not our objective. We want you to be able to eat. We want you to have all the options. We also just want you to have all the knowledge so that you can pick and choose what to implement and what not to implement. Or you can do trial and error, because everything is not for everybody, but there is something for everybody. So, with that being said, do you have any
Um,
last words?
I mean, so with dairy, right? My last words with dairy is find the alternatives, because I think that when you
Absolutely.
pick that as your mindset of let me find the alternatives to it, it leads you down this rabbit hole of all these other things that you. When I learned that you can make milk out of nuts, I was like, oh, like that was just like crazy. Like, and then like the different type of nut that you, whether it's a tree nut or whatever, like it can give you like a creamier texture. Like, oh, like
Yes.
when I learned you can make cheese out of potatoes and carrots, I'm like, oh.
Mind
So I
blowing.
mean, like this alkaline lifestyle, it definitely has its benefits. It has different things to help you understand plants and herbs better. And milk is just one of those things that once you dig into it, you really don't know. We actually have a video on our YouTube about it. So if you really wanted to
Yeah,
watch
it's a
it or
good
look at it,
video.
you could.
It's
But
a little documentary.
you don't have to. I mean, plenty of stuff you can look into that will tell you all about what we're talking about, because
Yeah.
it's just awesome.
It's just for enlightenment. That's really what we're here to enlighten, provide a little value,
Hmm.
share some stuff with you so that you leave with some thought provoking information. Because a lot of this stuff isn't talked about, and a lot of the times we as humans were on autopilot and we're not even thinking about what we're doing, just get up and do it like a robot. So, I want you to stop, think, and act differently in your daily living. It's very imperative to stop, take a pause, and think because a lot of times we're just on go, 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 go. So,
And I think, oh, that's what it was. So I did this right, but I just had one extra slide that was not needed. So let's get that out of there and let's get that downloaded one more time. But we're done. So actually, what we can do is uh, let's pause the recording, right? Give everybody a quick break to get back to this. And either if you're probably online with us currently, we'll be right back to you. And if not, then we'll probably just continue this in the next
yeah, we have
little
some more
short
set up.
break right there. So that way you can get a little break because this will allow to digest in a little bit of time. Maybe we were taking notes, maybe we're working on some other stuff. But we literally do have something else that we want to tell you about. Stimulating your immunity. It's called Stimmy Your Immunity. It's a little
It's a
presentation we
good
put
name.
together, right? So stay tuned for that. Thank you, right? So 1 second, let's just pause all this real fast.